Yep, Lisa. I saw you turning your head as soon as the intro started and was like, oh my God, what is this?
You saw me?
I saw you. Of course, you're on my screen. Of course, I see you when.
Oh, I'm saying, like, once it went off, you still saw me?
I still saw you. Yeah, you was like, oh. She was like,
Okay.
oh. Yeah. New
Okay.
intro and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Welcome, everybody. New season of Access Granted the Pod Stream. Your boy, Mr. Antoine, is in the building with my lovely and talented co-host, Miss Lisa Monet. I'll put the heart up for you now.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
How have you been? Like we've talked off air, you know, brief conversations here and there, but like we literally haven't been here in 5 weeks, and it feels like it's been much longer.
Yeah,
it's only
it
been
does.
5 weeks. Yeah, December, the month of December plus last week in January.
Yeah.
Feels much. How have you been? What's been going on?
I've been good. I've been good. Just maintaining. New year.
Absolutely.
Different goals. The same. I mean, not the same, but forward movement. So yeah. It's been good. I like the intro. Right. Intro was cute.
So when does the album drop?
No album for me. Nope, no album for me.
I had to start off messing with you. Like, man, there has been so much that has gone on over since the last time we were on, which I think was like the last week in November. I think that's the last time we were here.
Okay.
So I think my cousin passed away since we've been gone, and we had her funeral the first week in December, which was crazy. But like there's just been so much stuff going on in life and everything, man. But you know, we had our first official, I guess, snow of the winter today for
it's like still happening. Yeah.
Yes, it stopped and started up again.
Yeah, it did.
And, from what I understand, the city nor the county did a good job of plowing today.
Oh,
you know, I didn't have to go out in it, so I'm not sure about that. And fortunately, I don't have to go out tomorrow. But I saw a lot of complaining. I saw a lot of complaining on social media about the road conditions today. And the crazy part about it is, it was literally just snow.
Yeah.
Just snow. There wasn't supposed to be much ice out there, but I don't think they did a great job of that. This is also supposed to be our first night of going live on Instagram, but I don't think that's happening. So shout out to all the people that's watching us on YouTube and Facebook. Instagram has this new thing with StreamYard where you can go live. And you're supposed to set up the live, and then you're supposed to copy a link, and then you're supposed to put it on your StreamYard. And then once you go live, there's supposed to be something that pops up on Instagram that says, "Okay, we're live," and you're supposed to click it, but
it's not working.
I don't see
No.
it, and I'm not going to stress it at all.
Okay. Well, you know
So,
what? It's a new year, and if we can't get it live on
and we're gonna stay with
Instagram,
our old people because we know our
yes,
old people love it. So screw them
yeah.
Instagram people that was gonna watch it. Just keep
No,
watching.
we will join everyone in so we can have that um variety of viewers on that end.
I,
A lot of people aren't maybe
I love you.
on Facebook or YouTube right
I
now.
love your political correctness. I absolutely love it.
I'm just saying.
So my question to you, because I haven't asked you on air, like really, how was your holidays and Christmas and
Um,
New Year and all that kind of stuff?
you know what? I think that there's a lot of build up for the holidays, and then it's here and then it's gone. So for me, this holiday was kind of like, it was different. It was kind of different. It wasn't all the feels, but I feel like
Mm,
throughout the season, it was more so of the feels, if that makes any sense. Like the actual
yeah,
Christmas
absolutely,
build up was
absolutely.
not the Christmas of old,
Yeah.
But then me being I know you had a birthday in December. I'm a January baby, so last Monday was my birthday, and then my daughter's birthday
Yes,
was last Monday. So,
I had a whole. Let me tell you something.
mm-hmm.
I had a whole thing planned out for your birthday.
Oh,
I
what
had Jay Wade. I had Jay Waiters coming on to
did
sing Happy
you?
Birthday to you.
Oh, that's
I had
nice.
a whole video that I was gonna do of
Oh,
people sending in different clips. I had, yeah, because you
um,
told me beforehand that it was your birthday and
mm-hmm,
you didn't know if you were gonna be here. And once you decided that you were gonna be here,
mm-hmm.
I was gonna make it special for you. Come on now, just leave some on there and stand on. And when I had to cancel the show, I just said screw all of it. So
Oh, well, you know
saying
what?
happy
That's
birthday.
okay.
I can sing happy birthday to you, but we're gonna lose
That's
viewers
okay.
if I start.
That's okay. I actually appreciated that's so sweet. I appreciate everybody who
Yeah,
gave me a little shout out, a little song. I had a lot of different variations of happy birthday. I had somebody sing happy birthday at their job and have their coworkers look, that was real sweet and sentimental. So yeah, it was good. It was different. I'm getting a little older, a little wiser. So everything is cool. And my daughter had her birthday. So she's 17. So yeah, we kind of
I saw that.
sharing.
Saw that.
Yep. So that's what it
So
was.
I gotta ask this person that did the happy birthday at your job
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the case. This was this
Yes.
like a
I'm sorry. So like what?
was
Oh,
this
it was very
like
sentimental. It's a
like
sentimental
a like a
gesture.
like a male friend that's trying
Are
to
you fishing?
become the yeah
Who's our
yeah
guest for
absolutely.
today? Who's our guest for today? Who's our guest?
And that's why I asked that because she was
Who's our
like, "Oh,
guest?
it was just very sentimental." It was like, "Oh, okay, okay."
I had
Just
I
make
had
sure
a
I get
couple sentimental birthday songs and things of that nature. I just found that to stand out or whatever. People
okay.
people show love in different
Just
ways.
make sure I just make sure I get my invite to the wedding. That's all I'm asking.
Wow, what are we doing here? Hey, so
That's all I'm asking.
how was your
We trying to
birthday?
make things happen.
How's how was your
My
first?
birthday. I like the way you diverted that. My birthday was my birthday was pretty cool. I actually celebrated my birthday before my actual birthday. That was the my celebration of my birthday was the week that I went to Los Angeles for the Ravens game.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then that
And
was awesome.
yeah,
That
and
was awesome.
I had an absolute ball
Mm-hmm.
in LA. Um, like I've said before, it's so cliche that when you go away on vacation, you say, I don't want to go back. Like I literally
You wanted
did
to
not want to
say,
come back to Baltimore.
yeah.
Like that was my first time in LA. We stayed mostly the hotel that we were in was in El Segundo. I don't know if
Oh,
you saw the picture, but I was under an El Segundo sign and I had my picture up. basically saying that I
Oh.
left my wallet in El Segundo for
Oh
the
yeah.
Tribe Called Quest. And
Yeah.
like that area was just amazing, and I love the fact that it was literally like 15 minutes away from everything.
Mhm.
And between the weather and just the whole vibe that I got in that area, like I really did not want to come back. Well, and I love my city. You know more than anybody. I love Baltimore.
Yes.
I
Yes,
love
you do.
like I started doing radio because of my love of Baltimore. But I really did not want to come back here. Like if I could have packed my bags, came home, packed bags, and just went straight back to LA,
Mhm.
especially to stay in the area where I was, I literally would be a resident of Los Angeles right now.
Wow. That must have been a
Yeah,
really good trip for you to
it was a
say,
it
okay,
was an
peace out.
amazing it was an amazing trip. And plus it only got and it was like 65 degrees at night. Come on now.
Oh.
Come on now.
Okay.
It's perfect. That's perfect for me.
That's
So
what's
anyway, now that we've gotten all of that out of the way,
Yeah.
I guess we can go ahead and bring our guest up for tonight. Now, as I
Yes.
said when I posted this last week,
Uh-huh.
anybody that knows me knows that I am a junkie of The Wire.
Yes.
It might be because I'm from Baltimore. It might be because it was one of the greatest written shows of all time. But I am just a junkie of The Wire. I binge watch it. And on my Fire Stick, one of the apps that I use has a station called 24/7 TV. And one of the shows that they show is The Wire. So I constantly go back and watch episodes of The Wire. And so, as I said before, anytime that I have a chance to talk to someone that was a part of that amazing show, I jump at it. I've had Poop, I've had Shamrock,
Mhm.
we've had one of the writers from the show,
Mhm.
we had Zenobia from the show, who happens to be the daughter of one of my good friends, comedian Howard G. So
Mhm.
anytime I have the chance, man, and I keep calling Idris Alba, but he won't return my calls. I keep calling Woodhurst, but he won't return my calls.
Oh, okay.
You know, Stringer Bell is one of my favorite TV show characters of all times because I always say that if I were in the drug game, I would be like Stringer Bell. I would be that dude that's you know spearheading a lot of things, but at the same time, I got one foot out the game, trying to get everything that I can legally, so that you know, I can make that transition out of the game. But
Okay.
tonight, man, we have my girl Charmaine, Nikki Rose, and I'm gonna bring her up. I'm gonna bring her up as I'm talking about her because season 3 for me of The Wire was so bittersweet. It was so bittersweet because it showed the corner kids, quote unquote. It showed, how can I say this politically correct? Things that were going on in the Baltimore City public school system.
Mhm.
It was also the season that we lost my guy Stringer Bell, and I was like, ah.
Mhm.
But Charmaine, welcome to the show.
Thank
Yes.
you
How are
for
you?
having me.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna try my best not to wire you to death tonight because that's been so long ago, and
So,
you've done
so
so
we,
much in it, and are currently doing so much. But I have to. I would be remiss to not ask you, like, how was your experience with that show? How did you come about getting the part on that show?
who? Okay, so I was a child actor. I grew up after. I'm originally from Jersey, but I grew up in Baltimore. I claim Baltimore
Jersey.
through and through. But
You a Ravens fan?
of course, Ravens all day. Ravens, Lakers, baby. Of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
I was
Because if you'd have
here.
said no, we'd have just. If you'd have said no, we would have ended the show right now, and you'd have been like,
Uh-uh.
"I'm a Giants."
No, no. I was at least. I was already a Baltimorean before the Ravens got here. So I'm a Ravens fan from the
Got
beginning.
you. Got you.
From the beginning. Yes, so I grew up performing at Arena Players on McCullough and Martin Luther King.
Yes.
I am an Arena
Yes.
Players baby, now grown woman. But Prop Joe on The Wire,
Rest
who
in
was
peace.
Robert True. Yes, rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace.
He was my mentor and my drama coach since I was 10 years old.
Mm.
And we would put on shows at the Arena Players, and he would bring these stars to Arena Players and do workshops with us. And I had no idea who these people were. I'm 15 years old, and I'm looking in the back of the corner, and Jamie Hector is, Marlo, for those of you who don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he would bring people through, and I was so young, my mom didn't allow me to watch The Wire. So I didn't know who these stars were who were coming through Arena Players, just gracing us with what they have, little old Arena Players. And I don't,
Hmm.
when I say little old Arena Players, I mean because it's
Right.
right there on Martin Luther King, and
Exactly, in McCullough.
don't
Right.
realize how many gems and how much treasure and how much gold comes out of that place, you know.
Right.
So I grew up there amongst all these amazing people coming through who I did not know who these people were. um, he would have the producers come to the show, and they would see these us young people performing, and they was like, well, bring them through the audition, you know. And I just remember he was like, I've always been developed. Even as a young girl, I was shaped like a grown woman. And he was like, you know what? They want to meet you, but make sure you dress the age of the character when you go in there. And that's where I see
Mm.
the taste of.
So how old were you at that time?
I was 16. I was
Okay.
16.
16,
Okay.
but my character was 14. And
Right.
I
Oh,
already
okay.
You're in middle school.
developed. I was
You
already,
already, you was already a brick house, so you was
I was
like, let me bring it
already,
in.
I was already a brick house. So I had to, when I was in that audition, I said, Charmaine, make sure you look like a 14-year-old girl. So he
Mm.
gave me those gems when it came to auditioning. But the
Right.
audition process was insane because I was going against a lot of people that I knew. So
Mm.
after getting a call back and coming into the call back, and I'm across another amazing actress who went to Howard with me as well, across from another actress, we know each other's strengths, we know each other's weaknesses, but I was like, I'm not leaving here without the role. I'm not leaving here
Mm.
without the role. But going back a little bit, I remember praying and wanting an opportunity like that. But a lot of the
Mm.
the roles of females on that show, they were prostitutes
Yeah.
or addicts. There wasn't too many roles for women, um, that showed us in a more positive way at the time. And so I just prayed to God to send me the right role, because I had other friends who were my age who were in scenes where they were doing sexual acts. And I
Mm.
prayed to God, like I didn't want my career on that level to start that way.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I was reading my horoscope like a few days before the audition, and it was basically was like, get ready, and I was like, no, you know. And for that callback, of course, I was a minor, so my mother was with me, and I just remember finishing that callback and getting back to the car, and before we could drive off, they called me and say, "Can you come back in here? You have the role. We need to get you in a fitting with costume right now." And I was just like, "What? I can't believe it." But
That
it
is
was
so amazing.
it was a great experience. It really was. To this day, because it has, although I have lifelong friends from Arena Players, I have lifelong friends from The Wire. Many of the
Hmm.
cast,
Absolutely.
I moved to New York. I worked in television production, and many of the cast are still family till today. If they see me anywhere, they don't act grand. They don't act brand new. That's sis. That's bro. So the relationship and the bonds and the family that The Wire has created is unmatched.
Mm. That's what's up.
So uh, let me ask you about your particular character, because I feel like you may have had to do a lot to tap into that character.
Yeah.
And
I
and so what I
okay.
want
Mhm,
so what I want to do now
mhm,
is, before you answer that question, I want to go and play the scene, the famous.
I knew he was gonna play the scene.
Yeah, I got to.
I knew he was
because
gonna play it.
no, and Lisa, I'm gonna be honest. The only reason that I'm doing this, the only reason I'm gonna do this is because there are people now that are looking at her on the screen and they're saying, "I have no idea who she is. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea about you." You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, it's important to play this because this is one of the most powerful scenes in The Wire. Like this was like
it
this
definitely
was really
is.
like this was really one of those. You know what I mean?
And it's so crazy that you say that because I remember them saying like being on set and they were saying like make her look more rough. Like she's too pretty to be Razor Girl. And I'm like,
I get that. I get that totally. So I want to go and share this, and I'm hoping because StreamYard looks a little different right now. So I'm hoping that we actually get the audio with this.
It's a rocket ship, right?
Can y'all hear that?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear it. Okay. Can you hear it?
I just want.
Okay.
I can hear. I just wanted to. Okay, so we're gonna play it.
It's a rocket ship, right?
Randy.
Is this a trick question?
Nope.
1,000 miles?
On the money.
Oh, Mr. Presbo, I was going to say that. Go ahead. Have the office call 911 and get the nurse. Everybody in your seat. Just lay still. Just lay still.
Just keep putting pressure on it. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Just hold on. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
And I'll stop it there. And I'm laughing at my wife because my wife and she's one of those people that are watching with me when I'm sitting upstairs binge watching The Wire, and we call you Miss Buck 50 for obvious reasons. But like to me, like there's no way that you can just come to the set that day and say, okay, I need to be in that frame of mind, because what that doesn't show is the stuff that happened before you got to the point. Like you didn't just come to school that day and say, I'm gonna slice this chick with a box cutter. There was some stuff that happened before. So can you talk a little bit about just how you were able to tap that deep? Because that looks so like, if I didn't know it, like if that was a real school setting and I was in that classroom that day, I would have felt like she really ticked you off to the point where you said, okay, I got to do something that day.
Well, I'm a say give it all glory to God. And thank God we don't look like what we go through, you know. Because yes, I'm originally from Jersey. I moved to Baltimore. I went through Baltimore public school system. I'm also a graduate of City College, City Forever. Yeah. So, Holly over there.
No, City. Western right here, but City's cool. City's cool.
Okay. City probably Western. You know, we still right. But I keep saying it. Thank God I don't look like what I've been through. You know, it's so crazy because when I had the opportunity to talk to Miss Cassandra, and who wrote that scene, and she told me her inspiration behind that scene and how it was inspired by a real life event. I said, oh my God, I went through that, but I was the girl who got sliced.
Really?
I got jumped when I moved to Baltimore. I had a different accent. Yeah, I've always, even if I didn't feel it or didn't, I never thought I was the pretty girl. I never thought I was pretty. I come from a very mixed family. I'm the darkest woman in my family, and I'm the thickest. One of the thickest. So I struggled with my my weight. I've always had issues and struggles with my weight, and accepting me for who I am fully. So when you walking around with the greatness that God has blessed you with, and you don't even see or know what you're walking around with, people will take the light that you bring into a room and be intimidated by it. People will take the presence that you come into a space as arrogance. And I'm saying, how am I arrogant? How do I think I'm all that? And I look in the mirror and I don't see what you see.
Right.
So for me, for many years, and I thank God things have changed because I have an army of amazing boss women by my side. But I had to go through those years of dealing with having to physically be in fights, get jumped by women older than me.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
The first time that
Said
I
you
had
gonna take the man.
it was always over something like that. And to be honest, although physically I had been above I looked grown, I was a late bloomer in a lot of ways. I wasn't into boys until I was much older. So to deal with women who didn't like me because of men, like, I'm not even looking at them. I'm not even like, they're the last thing of what I'm thinking about. So to be 12, 13 and to have women 17, 18 trying to fight you. And I'm like, I didn't even open my mouth. You don't like me, and I never open my mouth to you,
Right.
So I had to deal with that in my early years. And I don't know if that was God allowing me to go through things to have something to pull from, because I believe a lot of the best artists, whether it's musicians, actors, whatever it is that you do creatively, even comedians, they say the best comedians are the ones who've been through the worst in life. And that's where they draw their comedy from,
Okay.
And I've been through that when it comes to acting, which is why I felt like I had to step away for a while, because I felt like it became a place where I can dump my emotions, because in real life I wouldn't cry. In real life I wouldn't break. But on camera, on stage, the director said, we need you to cry on 5, 4, 3, 2, boom, it was dropping. It became that for me. And so I started to feel like it was a crutch, becoming a crutch, because that was a place where I could release it on stage. But then I had to take ownership and say, is this really healing me in this process, or am I just dumping? So I've been through a lot in my life. Me being one of my 7 cousins who moved here, we all moved from Jersey City. We moved from one hood to another. Grow up where with me and all my cousins, we grew up together. I was the only one that was with my natural parent. And I had to deal with the hate in my home, and then to leave home and to deal with the hate in the street.
Wow.
Acting became my playground. Acting became a place where I could escape. So I would find myself getting cast in roles where it would take me places really deep emotionally, even into my 20s, even into me attending Howard and my time there. And The Wire came out my freshman year at Howard. Even though I was in high school, it aired when I was a freshman at Howard. And I'm thankful for my Howard University experience. I'm thankful for my Howard University family. But I'm speaking the truth, speaking my truth. And for me, I always felt like I had one foot in and one foot out. In one regard, I'm ghetto, but when I go home, I'm bougie. And it's like, when I go home, I'm the girl that thinks she's all that. I'm the girl who, but when I come to school, it's like, oh, she's the hood girl. And and those are things that still, as an adult, still follows me, that I deal with. But I accept it. Yeah, I'm from the hood. It is what it is. But I'm
that
classy
part
too.
right there. That part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Jay Wade is checking in from Dallas, bro. Let me ask you one more thing because I said I'm not gonna wire you to death, but I want to ask you one more thing about that particular scene. And it might just be me digging too deep, but was there a significance to Dookie being the one coming over and handing you the little fan at that point? Because if you watch The Wire, and so she said it publicly, so I can go. She said it on this show back in November, so I can go back and say that Kennard, Dookie, Mike, and Omar were all based on the same character.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, in a nutshell, if you watch The Wire, Omar killed himself because Kennard killed Omar. But with Dookie in that particular scene, he was still that character that was, they didn't rock with him because he was dirty. He was always funky. He was always stinking. But he was the one, and he picked up that, I believe he picked up that little portable fan earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But he was there for you at that time. Was there some significance to that particular part of the scene after you had cut the girl in her face, and like he's literally the one that came past, and it was almost like he's looking at you like, I understand. Here, take this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think that has kind of bleeded into our real life relationship a bit. Oh, absolutely. That young lady who got cut, shout out to Tiffany. Her character was making fun of Dookie. And just like I wouldn't sit around and let somebody make fun of me, I was like, oh, you making fun of Dookie, now it's your turn,
I didn't even think about that because she said he needed some soup when he was, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she was talking about how he smelled. And if you watch the entire episode, there's a scene before where we almost get into a fight the day before. Mm-hmm. And the next day is when it blows up into me just cutting her.
Right.
Yeah. So the significance was me taking up for him and him coming to pull me down.
Coming with the fan.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so you weren't actually mad because you also had a little interaction with her before.
Yes.
But you were actually taking up for Dookie.
I was taking up for Dookie, yes. Yeah, that was for him. That wasn't even for me. That was for him.
Because it was over.
You can do what you want about me, but you're not going to go after somebody that can't fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what that was about. That's what that was about. That was my take. That was my take from it. Here you are making fun of someone who can't fight you back. You know what I'm saying? He can't take up for himself in that regard. Exactly. So it's like he can't fight you, but I can. So what's good?
And we already had beef. So did you have someone? I'm such a girly girl. I don't use box cutters unless it's for a box. Did you have someone to coach? Okay, listen, I don't know. And then even with the little flicky thing, I'm nervous about them too, right? So did you have somebody coach you on how to because I'm assuming when you sit at the desk, it's like a real box cutter. So did you, how did you fake it kind of thing, like without hurting yourself?
Shout out to every department in cinema, especially on The Wire. So we had I believe it was 3 different knives. So we filmed with a rubber knife, we filmed with a dull knife, and then we filmed with a real one. Every time we went to her face, of course, we didn't go to her face with the real one. There was moments where they caught my hands in the shot with the real one, just so we could get that real aesthetic, that real look. But most of the shooting we shot with the dull knife.
Okay.
So there was a lot of takes. Takes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know. And the teacher, she slapped me for real.
Did she?
She slapped me for real. She was very apologetic. I just remember seeing stars whew, okay.
She was fast too. She was like, chop.
Yeah. One
and
when she slapped me for real, and I saw stars and birds.
if you watch the show and you understand the show, you know that Presbeluski at that point was very, like, he was very new to the classroom, and he was very like green as far as everything that was going on.
Mhm.
So had that teacher not come in and interjected, there's no telling where that might have gone, because Presbo he was just gonna be the one standing there like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm an ex-police. I'm an ex-police officer, but I don't know what to do in that scene. So, but I didn't know that the slap was real. Wow.
Who? Yeah, yeah. It wasn't supposed to be, but I got slapped for real. But like I said, she was very apologetic. But I have had experiences, whether it be on stage or in film, where you're with a passionate actor, and there's been times where I've been on film or stage with someone who's giving you nothing. I'd rather you give me something to play with as an actor, because that's the actor's playground, than nothing, you know.
Exactly.
So, because if someone's not giving you anything and you're acting big, it kind of makes you feel and look like you're overacting.
Right.
But if
Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's giving you something to play with as an actor, that's, like I said, that's an actor's playground. I can't ask for more. So even though I was 16 and got slapped into a daze, I don't regret any of it. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cassandra. Cassandra's in the building, y'all. Hey. Cassandra. What up, girl? So at this point, this is season 3, and The Wire goes on for 2 more seasons. But of course, you know, you didn't go past this particular season. Was that little role that you played, because it was so impactful, was that able to kind of like springboard you into other stuff that people kind of like see you and say, yeah, we need to come on and bring you into some other things that we have going on?
Absolutely. It was a blessing and a curse in some ways. Like I said, it came out when I was a freshman at Howard University. So that's
crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, there's many, I can give you a list of so many great actors who have come out of Howard, even from the ones who studied with me. I'm so proud of everyone who comes out of the fine arts department at Howard University. I'm thankful for my experience, but coming in, you know, some people come to Howard in the fine arts department and they've never done acting or performing before. They come to college and say, this is what I want to do. Whereas though for me, I've been doing it all my life. You know, I did my first commercial when I was 11 years old. You know, I've literally been performing my entire life. So when that came out, it wasn't a new experience for me. But being at Howard and having professors come find you in class, and they're like, see, they're bringing people to class to see you. See, I told you she was my student. I told you last night. You know, and then it would be like people writing stories in the school newspaper talking about they were friends for me back at home, and I'm like, I don't know these people. Y'all interview.
I don't know you.
You know how that goes. You probably got about 18 more cousins that you didn't have before then, and come on now, you know how we do.
Who was in my class?
Yeah, right. So I experienced a lot of that, but with that, it was like, oh, you think you're too good to do a Howard University show, and it's like, no, you know, being on television or having done television doesn't mean I'm too good to do a community show or you know, a university show. Not at all. But I find that at the time, like I was saying, I would get cast into these deeply emotional characters, and at one point, I'm thankful because it gets to show my range as an actor. But in another aspect, like I was telling you, it felt like it became a dumping space for me emotionally. Because even though I had been on The Wire, a lot of people don't know, my freshman year at Howard University, I was homeless. My mom and I were homeless for almost 2 years. And so I would go to class, and excuse me, I'm trying not to get emotional. I would go to class, but because I look a certain way, people think that I don't go through anything in life. When I got accepted to Howard University, I didn't get housing. I had to find my own housing. And even when I got paid from The Wire, a lot of people don't know. that went to family. That went to make sure we had a roof over our head. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a check from the wire and go blow it and go shopping, having a great time. You know, like I said, I've been through a lot in my life,
Right.
and having been seen on television and people assuming that you have money and people assuming that you have all these things.
Yeah.
People don't tend to check in and say, "Hey, sis, how you really doing?" They look
Okay.
at the exterior and say, like I said, that's why I said give all glory to God, because I thank God I don't
Yeah.
look like what I've been through. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So people look at me and say, "Oh, how could you ever play that role?" Baby, I was that role. I was
Mhm.
that.
Mm.
I didn't look like it, but I was that role. I was that
Mhm.
girl at 12 years old getting in fights, not because that was what I was looking for, but because that was what would come to me. Because I always had to
Mhm.
get, oh, you think you better. And
Mhm.
now at this stage in my life, and I thank God for growth, yes, I do.
Okay.
You know, you know
As you
what you just
should.
said. What you just said just made me think about something, because I feel like a lot of times people that aren't in the industry, whether it be the music industry, the television movie industry, don't quite understand how stuff works. Like
They
they feel like as soon as they see you on a TV screen, a theater screen, or whatever the case, or as soon as your album drops for the first time, they think that like you're automatically like a multimillionaire and life for you, you know, is gravy from that point on.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
remember I remember having a conversation years ago with Jazz from Drew Hill.
mm,
And this was at the time when their first album had first came out. And his cousin is actually um my son's stepmother. And so through that connection, we were at a family reunion that that side of the family was having. And I remember being at that family reunion and talking to Jazz, and he was driving a Mitsubishi Galant at that time that was like 8 years old. And he was like, "Man, people think that because we got all this music out, and you know, you see us on these videos, and we're going on tour, that I'm living lovely." And his first child had just been born. He was like, "Bro, I'm struggling to buy Pampers."
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
People just don't. And by this time, like Drew Hill, they had gone through "Tell Me" and
Mhm.
whatever their next song was, and you know what I'm saying. They were
Gotcha.
like, Drew Hill was amazing. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
yes, Godmother. And like people just really don't understand that. Okay, yeah, you see me on the screen, you know, for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
but the checks that I'm getting ain't paying all of the bills that I need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just it's great to hear you say that, because again, like you were in college and homeless at this time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you're literally on millions of screens
Right. You
across
making
the
your
world.
acting debut, and this
Yes.
is what your life is.
Yes. And it's so crazy because when it premiered was at the time that we were homeless. And I'll never forget, God rest his soul, Reggie Ray, who was one of my mentors and professors at Howard University. He was he called me the day. I remember when I got the call from my mom. I was in college, didn't even have a car in DC, and she said, "Get home now. All of our stuff is on the street, and the neighbors are going through our stuff."
Oh my goodness.
And I just remember getting on a train and getting to Baltimore as fast as I could so I could salvage the last of what we had that was put on the street, you know. And for
Mhm.
my professor to call, he said, "Why?" You know, he called me to chastise me because I wasn't in class. And I'll never forget. I always respected him, but this particular moment, I went off of him, and I said, "My stuff is on the
Like
street."
Negro, please. Right,
Right,
right.
right,
Like Negro,
and
please.
exactly. And ever since then, he was the only professor that I felt that I could open up to. Me today, I wish I had opened up to more people because of what I sometimes when we go through, we don't want to share what we're going through. One, for embarrassment. Two, my mama raised me to do whatever I got to do to get it done. So I've always had an
Right.
issue with asking for help. And
Right.
I'm learning how to now get out of my way.
Mhm.
Um, but yes, it's not. I know big stars who we've
Tell it.
slept on couches while we out, and I'm saying I have friends on Stars, friends on HBO, and I'm saying when we out for auditioning, sometimes when we got to get back to New York, thank God for our circle. Sometimes we got a couch hop sometimes, but
Right.
that goes to what it is that you really want and what
Right.
you're willing to do to get what you want,
Right.
you know. And people don't understand the hustle that goes into it in the beginning of the career. You know, even when we talk about Taraji P. Henson and the controversy that's going around her, another Howard University grad, you
The
know,
real HU, by the way. Let's put that out there. The real HU.
the real
Put that out.
HU for those on
Put that out there.
HU, you know. So yes, a lot of people, they assume because they see you on television
Yeah.
or see you on different things, they just assume that you
Yeah.
have it all, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm saying no,
And
I've learned how to put it together.
yeah. And I live in the Sedonia area, and I'll never forget back during the time when the wire was heavy, and I've been living in my neighborhood for about 20 something years now. And I literally will be going to work in the morning and see and I don't know his real name, the guy that played Prop Joe,
Robert F.
Robert
True.
Chu, would literally be on the bus stop.
Yes,
He would
yes,
literally
I know
be on the
exactly
bus
what you're
stop
talking about.
waiting for the number 5 bus to go
Yeah,
wherever it was that he was going. And I'm like, yo, this is Prop Joe. Prop
yeah.
Joe has been on the wire since season 1.
Season 1
And
was
this
on
dude is
Homicide,
out
was
there.
on every show that came through Baltimore.
Yes.
Any show that
And
you
he's
could
out
think about
taking the
that came
bus.
through Baltimore, something the Lord made, everything that you can, every project you can think of that came through Baltimore, he has touched. And just about every actor that has come through Baltimore, he has touched and blessed us. Even when we talk about the Tristan Wilds and the Jolitos and
Yes.
Jermaine and Maestro, you know, we were all young, but he would bring them through to arena players with us. And when they
Mhm.
see us to this day, they don't act grand. You know, shout out to all of them: Tristan Wilds, Jermaine Crawford, Polito, Maestro. They've all been like they've become a family, even though we're all over the country. Like I said,
Right.
when we get together, when we see each other, it's nothing but love.
But if I ever meet Method Man, me and him gonna have problems because I don't like the way he got Prop Joe killed on the show.
Yeah, and he was
And
his
I know
man.
it was just acting. And I know Cassandra was writing at that time, so it's probably all Cassandra's fault. But I ain't like the way he did my man Prop Joe. Like, come on, that's family right there. So after you make this transition from the wire, again, you're at this point you're a freshman at the real HU.
The real one.
Um, so what went on from this point with you as far as like your acting and everything?
As a creative, like many actors, we wear many hats. We do many
Mm-hmm.
things. So at Howard trains us to be able to do everything. So while at Howard, I've always had a love for fashion. Even while acting, I was also a full figure model. Dancing. A lot of people don't know unless they've known me a lot of my life. Dance was my first love. So I've always had dance to fall back on. I always had even music. I was a musical theater major at Howard University.
Okay.
I had to study music, dance, theater, as well as all of the technical sides of theater. So from lighting to staging to building sets to makeup, costuming, I fell in love with costuming and makeup and design. So in the technical side, that became another outlet for me. So while at Howard University, I began styling. I began to costume design a lot of the shows there. Reggie Ray, who was our costume designer there at Howard University, who has now unfortunately passed away, he was one of the biggest costume designers on Broadway and off Broadway as well. So having working professors um, helped a lot because they would give us opportunities while in school. So even while in school, I'm back and forth to LA, back and forth to New York, whether I was styling music videos for Jodeci and H Town to Pretty Ricky, you know, at that time at Howard University, like that was what I was doing at the time.
Mhm.
Even producing fashion shows. So fashion became another lane for me and has always been an outlet for me. Like I was saying, when the drama of acting became too emotional for me, because with that, what we call in acting substitution, I would substitute these real life things that I was dealing with in my life that I was not talking with and dealing with in my own life, but I was releasing it and purging it on stage through these roles.
Mm.
So from there, I kind of put a lot of my focus into dance and fashion. So after Howard University, came back home. One of my mentors from Arena Players, she gave me an opportunity to be the dance director at Baltimore City College. So I became the dance director at City for a couple of years, and then I had the opportunity to join a full-figure dance company in New York. So I had to
Mm.
leave my girls. I moved to New York, joined this company full time, while also being a makeup artist on the side, while also being a teacher in New York. I taught in East New York, in the hood of all hoods, in East Brooklyn, East New York. Um, and even while working all those jobs and in New York, it just was not enough. So while I was the costume designer on a pilot that myself and some other people in the tri-state were shooting, one of the producers, because I would be done my job and I would help out in the other departments, one of the producers said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing some production work?" I needed a job. I said, "Yeah, to be on set, be able to network, yes, absolutely." So I got an opportunity to be a production assistant on a couple projects, VH1 projects. And of
Okay.
course, when in this industry, when you work and people like you, they'll keep calling you. So
Mm-hmm.
one job turns into another, turns into another. And so it's been 8 years. I've been working in television production. I've been a coordinator, I've been production management, I've been a segment producer. I've done a lot of the shows on Bravo, most of the housewife shows.
Okay.
I so yes, I'm transitioned from in front of the camera to behind the camera. I'm actually one of the producers on this last season of Housewives of New York, the new cast.
Oh, the new cast.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I was very hesitant until I saw some of the executives sent me pictures of the cast, and they said, "Would you do it now?" I said, "You know what? There's some diversity in there. Maybe you could count me in. You know."
Right,
And
got you.
yeah, and I'm thankful because we know about the history of the franchise of Housewives of New York and the
Yeah.
racism that they've dealt with.
Right.
Early in my career, I had the opportunity to actually PA with the original cast. Um,
Hmm.
Although it was a great experience, it was one of those experiences of being a fly on the wall, and it's like, hmm, I don't like how it feels to be the only black. You know, I've
Hmm.
worked a lot of shows early in my career where you look to the right, look to the left, and there's no one that looks like you. I've
Yeah.
worked on projects where it's all white men, and
Mm.
I'm the only black and the only woman. And
Mm-hmm.
in one thing, I very well respect it, but sometimes they'll forget you're in the room, and some of the things you hear is like, oh, that's how you feel, okay. But I'm gonna sit back here quiet, just continue to listen,
Right, right. Let me take this all in.
take it all in because I rather know how you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I take the good, I shake the bad. And where I'm at now, I've been doing it for so long that I'm ready to tap into my own creation,
Okay.
produce my own work. I did have the opportunity. I shot a small piece called Reflections in 2018. I took it to a film festival, widescreen film festival in Vegas, and I won for Best Experimental Film. And that was my first time. So
Okay.
that was a great experience. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is God telling me it's time for me to start producing my own work. So
Mm-hmm.
I've started my own company, Figure Eight Productions. So I do a little bit of everything. If costumes need to be made, I'm at the sewing machine making costumes. If a script
Oh,
needs
that's
to be
right.
written, I'm over here writing. If it needs to be written, I wear whatever hat needs to be worn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Wow.
a
So
where my career has taken me.
yeah. So I want to tap into this a little bit because since we became friends on social media, I've been watching your journey, so to speak. And as you said, since you were on the roll of the wire, you were always more curvier,
Yes.
voluptuous, you
Mhm.
know, than most that were your age. Um, do you feel like that's kind of like sidetracked you a little bit from being able to do more in quote unquote Hollywood, so to speak?
Mhm.
Yes. And it's not so much the weight, it's the curves.
The curves,
Mm.
right,
Yes.
right.
The curves. It's not the weight, it's the curves for me. I've always been a curvy girl, even I've never led with my body. I'm just now getting to the place of embracing me because for so long
Mhm.
I was trying to hide, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I think it has played a part whereas though people all they either want me to play the hood girl or the super
Mhm.
sexy, you
Okay.
know. And for me, I didn't want to be put in either one of those boxes,
Right. You don't want to be typecast.
right? Because I can do
Mhm.
so much more, you know.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yes, in that regard, I'm people are always trying to throw like super sexy characters to me, and I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to
Mhm.
do it, you know.
Oh, gosh, that that drives me nuts because I sit up, I try to give everything a fair chance, but when I watch movies on Tubi and when I watch movies on some of these other streaming platforms, and I see the way that our black women are showcased,
Yes,
Mhm.
I
yes,
sit and I watch those movies, and I'm like, damn, is this all that y'all
we had
think
to
of us?
offer. Mm,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
How do you
Yes.
feel about
Whew, I am big on, like I was telling you before we got on here, I'm big. I'm a girl's girl. I'm a woman's woman. I love being a woman. I love
Mhm.
being around women. I love to empower and encourage women. That's kind of my, I've realized it's my life's purpose. And for me, I know we're so much more. And
Mhm.
I heard Taraji say one time, she said when she was on what was Hustle and Flow, when she played the
Mhm.
it?
she said that I'm not playing a prostitute, I'm playing that woman. And so she played the humanity of the role, which made us relate to the role, even though we couldn't necessarily relate to being a prostitute, if you
Mm.
know what I'm saying. And even when we think of her role, I don't know about you all, sometimes I forget that she was a prostitute, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I had her as being main, and she was like the house mother to me.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to roles, I try
Mhm.
to find the humanity in them. And it's
Mhm.
also about how you portray the human character of that
Right.
role. You
Right.
know, that one of my mentors, Miss Goodman, she used to always tell me in my through my dance experience, she would
Mhm.
always say, you could be the dancer with all the tricks up your sleeve and you could wow people all day. But after you
Mhm.
leave, they'll forget you. But if you make them feel something, they'll always remember you.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And that's why I believe it is strong to play the humanity of the character versus the job of the character.
Right. So what do you do to get into roles? Like how do you is there I know you say you pull from your pain, right? But
And
what
life
else?
experiences. Hmm.
Ah,
I said, in life experiences,
and life
yes.
experiences.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So for me, pulling into these roles, um, as actors, we like I was saying before, we do what's called substitution.
Okay.
So if it's a role that has been through something that I personally have never been through, I try to substitute it for something that I have been through so I can relate. Um, yeah, so like even with the wire, like I told you, I had been through those experiences
Right.
previously where I was
Mhm.
like able to tap into how she really feels. because I always believe that the best actors can make you feel something without saying a word.
True.
You know,
Wow.
Yeah.
so when it comes to acting, I do try to pull a lot from my life, but I also pull from my surroundings. For example, when I was in college, I did for Color Girls, and those who are in theater know that that is like one of the black actresses'
Ooh,
Bible.
I love it. I
So
love
I,
for Color Girls.
me too. Like the play more so than the movie, but
Yeah, yeah,
you know, we really
yeah.
tap into some things, you know. So like even for that role, the character of Lady in Red, who I played,
Mm-hmm.
her and Bo Willie, if you know the script, Bo Willie, who had come back from Vietnam, fighting in Vietnam, came home addicted to drugs, had alcohol issues, and became abusive. Me myself at 19, 20 hadn't experienced that, but me having an older mom who lived through it, you know, I would talk to her a lot. So I would try to create the body of the character. You know,
Gotcha.
how would the character move? Like how would his
Mm-hmm.
walk be? When I had to say lines where I was emulating him, how would he move his mouth? Okay, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
creating a body. I want to
Mm.
embody the role. How would he sit? You know, how
Right.
would he speak slow? Would he speak fast? Even if he's been triggered by things and he's sitting talking to you, would he be looking off instead of looking you directly in your face?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Wow.
things. I try to go into one, the time period, what was going on at the time, what would be the mentality of the person in that at that moment. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the woman of today isn't necessarily the woman of, let's say, 30, 40 years ago.
That is
You know,
true.
so,
That is
so it
true.
takes homework. What music would that character be listening to? What kind of clothes would that character be listening to? Really get into the psyche, the mentality. What has that character been through? You
Right.
know, even if it's not there on the page, creating a backstory for that character so we know what triggers that person. Because even in real life, when we're having a conversation, it's more than the words that are coming out of my mouth. You know, it's what in acting we call it an inner monologue. So
Mm,
that inner monologue, even when we're having conversations, there's something going on, and there's a conversation going up here while we're still talking through our mouth. And it's like, okay, what is this person thinking? And what that person is thinking would affect how that person will respond. So in acting,
Wow.
we do exercises where we may say the same thing over and over again, but it may have a completely different meaning.
right.
You
Okay.
say, I could say I love you, and it can mean I hate you, depending on
Wow.
how I say it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know?
So look, because this is making me think, and I want to give a shout out to Teresa Davis from TD Productions, and also want to give a shout out to Alenia Stanley Washington, who was a former co-host on Access Granted. But let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember seeing, I remember I always go and look at old interviews, and DJ Jazzy Jeff, who's my favorite DJ of all time, said that at the time that Will Smith was in his character for the Ali movie,
Mm-hmm.
they used to be on the phone, and Will Smith was literally talking like he was Muhammad Ali. And
Yes.
he was so deep into that character that Jazzy Jeff said after about 10 or 15 minutes on the phone, he got uncomfortable. And like, bro, I don't want to talk to you anymore because I'm calling you to talk to Will. And
But
we're
no.
talking DJ Jeff and Fresh Prince business, but you're talking like Muhammad Ali. Have you ever gotten that deep into a character?
I have. And that's why I
Mm.
say that I realized that emotionally I would get deep into these roles. And I've learned how to control thanks to Robert Chu. He taught me almost like a switch. But sometimes the depth of some of these roles and what some of these characters have gone through follow you, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And especially when it, I don't want to sound crazy, but it can become a spiritual experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And that's why we say theater is a cathartic experience, you know, because on
Mm-hmm.
stage, I'm, and I'm going to share a honest moment with you all. I experienced getting high on stage and not knowing that I was getting high until
Wow.
honestly I got high for the first time. I was in college you know, experiment with some friends and, you know, smoking weed. And I was like, I know this feeling, but I had never used a drug to get that feeling before. And
Understood.
I realized that on stage, I was getting high on stage without ever using a drug because
Mm-hmm.
I would get so deep and so consumed in a
Oh,
role. I would get lost on stage, still in control, but I would get so lost in a character, that I began to not even see people in the audience.
Mm.
So I would go places emotionally that by the time the show ended, I'd be so drained that I didn't want to talk,
Mm.
that I
Mm.
didn't see anybody. And so when I go to shows and stars don't want to come out, I understand.
You understand
And
it.
I
Okay.
understand and I don't take it personally, because sometimes when you go to some of these deep emotional places on stage, you really let your body go to the spirit
Right.
of the character.
yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes these characters can fully consume you in a way where after you're finished and it's like, okay, I'm gone, your body is just left like,
Mm.
you know. And
So,
Wow.
so
mhm,
let me ask you this. So,
That's beautiful.
whether it be on the stage or on the screen,
mhm.
once you get so indulged in that character, when are you able to turn that off? Like, is there a point where you can flip that switch and say, okay, I'm Charmaine and I'm not fill in the blank with the character? Can you ever turn that on and off?
When the show wraps.
Right.
Wow,
when the
that's
when the show
crazy.
wraps. When the show wraps. Um you
Right.
try, like for me, meditation is a big thing and prayer is a big thing.
Mm,
So praying
Yes.
before and after is a big thing for me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
self-care, whether it's coming home and taking a bath and just lighting some candles and just whew, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I have all respect for actors who do this seven performances, you know what I'm saying, in a week,
Mm-hmm.
because emotionally
man,
it can be absolutely draining. You can
Yeah.
literally sometimes like literally feel it leave, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, sometimes you gotta pray to God not to take some of the baggage of these roles with you.
Right.
wow,
I
Mhm.
think that your experiences comes from
crazy.
you being in your bag, for lack of a better term. You are walking in where your path is. You are in it. And on the stage, those experiences are euphoric for you. When you've
Yes,
never even experienced euphoria of
yes,
the herb, So
absolutely,
that is a gift. And
absolutely.
I feel like you're walking in your gift, and that is why you can put it on and put it off. And that is you've embodied that character,
Mhm.
and it is coming out, and that is a beautiful thing. So
And so
beautiful.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And people ask me, well, why don't you act anymore? Why don't you act anymore? And it's not that I don't want to.
Hmm.
I'm at a place where I'm very specific of what I choose to do. I'm very
Hmm.
specific of who I have around me. I'm very particular about it all.
Yeah.
I'm big on protecting my spirit. You know,
Hmm.
some people call it energy. I'm big on
Hmm.
you know, so I'm particular about the roles that I decide to take. You know what I'm saying? I've had
Right.
some people send me some scripts who want me to be in them as well as produce, which I'm becoming more open to, because as much as I try, and I'm glad you said that, Lisa, as much as I've tried to run away from the stage and just stay behind the scenes, I'm constantly being pulled into positions, into leadership or in front of the camera. And I'm like, how did I get here? I've been trying to run from it, but I keep getting
Hmm.
pulled back, you know?
Hmm.
Like you said, that's why I've realized it's part of my passion, it's part of what I'm called to do.
Hmm.
That's why
Hmm.
I've been doing a lot more writing these days, because I have a
Hmm.
couple scripts. I don't want to talk too much, but I have a couple scripts. And with my production company, Figure Eight Productions, I'm big on having leading roles of women. We don't see, like, even when I think of like Godfather of Harlem, that's one of my favorite television shows.
Hmm.
Godfather of Harlem. Imagine seeing something like that, but the leading role is a woman.
Right.
We don't see too many things like that today, and that's where my creativity is taking me to those roles of leading women, to inspire, to uplift, you know.
Mhm.
Because we could get dirty too. We about our business, you know.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
So with that being said, what would be that kind of role that would bring you back in front of the camera?
It has to be a role, like I said, that inspires and uplifts
Mhm.
women.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't degrade women, especially women of color. I'm all for all women, but at the end of the day, I'm a black woman, and I can't tell
Yeah.
other people how to do what they do. All I can do and show is how to represent
Yeah.
for me and mine.
Absolutely.
You know, so it would have to take something that would not just portray us in a good light, in a real light. You know,
Mhm.
we're not perfect. We are
Right.
all flawed, but it's about how we navigate through our flaws and how we grow through what we've been through. Nothing that we go through in life makes it helps shapes us who we are, but it's not
Mhm.
who we are. If
Mm.
you get what I'm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
That's,
yeah,
that's
I done been through a lot, but baby, them little things I've been through don't is not who I am. It
Right.
has shaped who I am, you know.
yeah.
But as black people, I see us in a place where we're seeking healing. We're at a place in a generation where we're trying to heal from our trauma, and
Mhm.
I want to help our women heal. You know, I want us to make better decisions as a whole. You know, so
Right.
it has to be something powerful that's going to inspire and uplift.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So with that being said, I want to touch a little bit on what I've been seeing over the past few weeks and months since we've been friends on social media, and that's your health journey.
Mm.
And I told you before we went on air, like I'm jealous. I got to step my game up now because you're really out here killing it with
I
your
appreciate
health
that.
journey. And I just want you to talk a little bit about what you're doing with that.
So, at the top of the pandemic, I came home from New York, and my best friend had a pandemic baby, and she
Mm,
expressed that with her other two children. You know, she had her first when we were graduating high school. Her and I have been friends since we were 11. She had her first when we was graduating from high school. She had her next child while I was in college, and this one I was able to be home and be with her. And at the
Oh.
baby shower, I was like, I'm gonna be that best friend that's gonna be with her throughout the whole pregnancy. I'm gonna be there. I call myself the baby's daddy. Um, but I made sure she had a. I
I'm
made
not the
sure
baby
she.
daddy. Yo.
I made sure that she had a great baby shower, and I saw the pictures from it, and I looked like I was pregnant with her. And I was like, I don't recognize that person. That's not me. So I made up my mind. I was like, this doesn't look like me. I'm getting this weight off. And in July of 2020, I began my journey, and I'm 80 pounds down.
Oh, shucks now. Good for you.
Thank
I
you.
haven't uploaded my applause thingamajiggy, but I'm gonna give you the applause personally because
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
I appreciate that. And along this journey, I don't know what sparked me to just start sharing it. Like I just started sharing myself getting up at 5 in the morning, going to Montebello, doing 5 miles over there, and then going to the gym, working out. And
Did
I
she say
started
5
using
miles?
Yeah.
Did
yeah,
she say 5 miles?
yeah,
5 miles. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
okay. Wow.
yeah. So with me sharing this journey, I had so many people watching and inboxing me saying, "Hey, I want to join you. Hey, what are you doing?" So it has become its world of its own. I've joined a team of some powerful women. We call ourselves TNT. Myself, Charmaine, my girl Taja, and my girl Tiara. We began to put together some health and wellness events to inspire and uplift not just women but everyone. I know with my platform, I tend to attract a lot of women. So I don't want to turn anyone away and make anyone feel like what we do is only for women. It's not. But I've been using some products and I've been working out and I've been connecting with some heavy hitters here in Baltimore, and I'm super proud. We're actually doing a Galentine's event at Black Swan on February 4th. On February 4th. Oh,
Okay.
There
that's
you go.
that's my
Perfect,
lady.
perfect
Yeah,
timing. Look at this. Perfect timing. Look at that. Perfect timing.
perfect timing. Yes, yes. So we're doing a Galentine's event. This is also available on Eventbrite, but this is one of many events. We have a calendar full of events coming up. But yeah, we're trying to connect with some heavy hitters, some bosses, some movers and shakers. Like I tell you, I'm a woman's woman. I'm a girl's girl, and I don't believe in that mean girl mentality. You know, so
Mhm.
so where we are, we've all lost a lot of weight. My girl Tiara, she has lost almost 90 pounds. Um,
Wow.
yes, so we all have a story of our own on our weight loss journey. But it's more than just the weight.
Mhm.
Mental, it's spiritual. Because a lot of people don't know when it comes to losing weight like that, it's
Yeah.
more than physical, it's mental.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So just like I said, helping to inspire and uplift, to motivate in every area of our lives. I have some areas where I know what my weaknesses are, I know what my strengths are, and some of my ladies, they have strengths where I'm weak. And
Mhm.
so I have no problem with having people around that we can all help each other be better people. So I'm very proud of my girls. I'm proud of what we're doing. It's just the beginning. But yeah, if you all are free, we're having a Galentine's dinner at Black Swan on the 4th of February.
Now you know when
Okay.
black people go to Black Swan, we want the lamb chops, we want the garlic potatoes,
Wait a
we want.
minute.
Come on, I'm just man. Hey, I'm always keep it real on here. So this being an event like this, like, are we changing the menu a little bit? Are we saying don't eat this, don't eat that? How are we doing this?
No, we're not telling, and this is also about a self-love journey. We're
Okay.
not telling you not to eat what you want to eat. We're going to tell you how you can do what you want, but do it in moderation. There's, and that's the thing. When I tell people about the weight loss, it's not about starving yourself. It's not about, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. It's about eating in moderation and knowing when you can have it and when you can't have it. For
Mhm.
example, for me, I eat more in the earlier part of the day, and I try my hardest. Unless I give myself maybe a cheat day on the weekend, I'm gonna stay clean through the week because I know I want to hang out on the weekend. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm not gonna
Mhm.
be cheating during the weekend. I know for the weekend I want to be out having fun. So I'm gonna eat as clean as I can, so I can earn that time. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about moderation. We're not trying to tell people they can't
So,
enjoy their life. You can
so
enjoy
as we
your
continue to keep in touch on social media, can you just help me get it right during the week? Because it's my during the week that's the problem. It's
life.
it's my during the week that's the problem.
And it sounds crazy for me, and that's why I say it's more mental, because I can
Yeah.
eat the same thing during the week, like for lunch. Give me salmon, green beans, and rice, or salmon, green beans, and roasted potatoes. Listen, that could be my lunch every day. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I know some people can't do that, but for
Right.
me, I have to have a vegetable in there. I have to have some type of green on the plate. You know what I'm saying? And that
Right.
has to be more than what's white on the plate. So it's everything is all about moderation and portion control.
Mhm.
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna pray on it. We're gonna pray on it.
The prayer.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. So my wife, and I've mentioned this on air before. My wife works at Keswick,
Hmm.
but she also has a second job, and she worked at that second job today. And she was like, "I'm gonna bring you this sandwich, but I'm gonna also bring you this meatloaf meal." And I'm a meatloaf lover.
Mm.
Like I love freaking meatloaf. And so when you bringing me a salad, you know, a salad. but then you want me to eat meat? It gets kind of hard.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yeah.
54 years old now, so stuff doesn't digest the way that it used to, 20 years ago.
And see,
So
and that's also part of it. I tell people pay attention, like really pay attention to your body. That's the thing. A lot of people don't pay attention to your body. And when you eat, people are not
'cause I'm gonna
paying
tear this, I'm gonna tear this meat, I'm gonna tear this meatloaf up as soon as the show is over. I'm letting you know, but I'm gonna eat the salad too.
balance,
Salad too.
balance,
I'm gonna tear this meatloaf up.
balance. Maybe not the whole meatloaf, maybe a piece of it, you know? It's all,
Mm-hmm.
it's all
Okay,
about
so
balance.
she brought 3 slices home. I'm gonna eat a slice and a half. Is that
That's
good?
cool. That's cool.
And then eat more of the salad.
And make sure you
No,
drink
that
water.
salad. Oh, the salad's gonna be gone. The salad's gonna be gone before I eat the meatloaf. Yeah, but I'm gonna eat the meatloaf.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, like for
Eat some
me,
of the
I
meatloaf.
don't like I prefer to have food over drinks, so I don't drink my calories. So I don't do soda. I stay away from
Here
juices.
she go. There she
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna
I
say,
don't.
don't eat it. No, I'm gonna eat some of the meatloaf, babe. You can say what you want to say. I'm gonna eat some of the meatloaf. Definitely.
But yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. It's all about balance. All about
Mm-hmm.
balance.
So with this journey that you're going through, as far as like the whole weight loss thing, we understand that at some point this has to become a lifestyle. Has this become a lifestyle for you? Like, are you really? Because I see the videos every day, and you got. I see the videos, and I'm like, oh, here she go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so, like, you're really at a point now where this is like a full lifestyle for you, where you're really and truly trying to.
Yes.
And let's put this out there: you're doing this for Charmaine, not because Charmaine needs to be a certain size for a role, not
Right.
because Charmaine needs to do Instagram videos. You're doing it strictly for Charmaine at this point.
I'm doing it strictly for myself. And a
Yeah.
part of my motivation for that was that opportunities would present themselves to me, and I would give myself every excuse not to take an opportunity. I would be like, oh, I'm not ready. Oh, I need to lose weight. Oh, if I grow, I'm gonna grow my hair out. Oh, I'm gonna do this. And every time I would get in my own way. And so starting this journey, my thing has been stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So part of my weight loss journey is me saying, because for a long time, I wouldn't audition for things because I don't like the way I look on camera. Honestly, I don't like the way I look on camera. People are like, well, you take pictures all the time. You record yourself all the time. And that's me connecting with people. But I don't go live. I don't do things like that
Right.
because I'm in my head. Didn't like the way I look on camera. So, well, I need to lose weight first. Or, oh, I need to grow my hair first. Or, oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to work on my skin. It was always something. And I was like, I prayed to God, Lord, get me out of my own way.
Right.
And so part of my weight loss journey is so much beyond just the physical part of it. One, people was like, I liked you with your weight. Okay, it didn't feel good. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to feel comfortable in my skin. I did a photo
So
shoot last week, and I could tell the difference in the photos just in
yeah.
I'm comfortable in my skin now, where before I was
Right.
not.
Right.
Mhm.
So you actually just answered my question because I was going to say. So do you feel like you're at that point where you're good now?
I
As
still
far as
I still got like another 17 pounds I want to get off, but I'm I've never been an insecure woman, no matter what size I was.
but you know what? We are always our own biggest critics,
Hmm.
and it's like you can get down to like a size 4 right now, and you still might not feel like that's enough for you because of the standards that other people have placed. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
And that's why I said you have
So
to get out of your own way and you have to have your own
yeah.
standards. For
Yeah.
me, I started this journey. I wanted to be real. Most people want to lose a lot of weight in a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Then in that short period of time, if they don't accomplish their goals, they're giving up. And for me, I tried to do more research when I started this journey on the mental and spiritual side of it, and actually write down my goals. So when I started this journey, I did I had a 4-year plan, a 4-year goal. And I actually found that notebook a few days ago, and I didn't even realize, oh my goodness, I accomplished my goals, like my weight goals that I had set for myself. And we tend to be hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
So you didn't realize that until you found the notebook?
I knew that I had lost the weight, but until I actually saw my goals on
Yeah.
paper and I
Mhm.
Wow.
saw like the weight that I wanted to be, and I'm like, I actually beat that goal, but I hadn't
Right.
gone back to look at those goals. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, Charmaine, you are hard on yourself. You accomplished the goals that you set out,
Right. So it's
And
like a small victory. Small
yes,
victory. Yeah.
yes. And I'm not ashamed to say I have a therapist. And my therapist would say to me, Charmaine, you're really hard on yourself. You need to write down the things that you've accomplished and realize that you have accomplished a lot and that it's okay to enjoy those moments. You know what I'm saying? Because we as humans, we tend to think that it's never enough,
It's
Mhm.
never enough.
especially as Black women.
Yeah.
Especially as Black women. Like for me,
Mhm.
I was always a good student. So I didn't get accolades when I did good. But when I did something bad, that was
Yep.
magnified, you know?
Mhm.
So I would never look for applause when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do because that's what I'm supposed to do, you know?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
and and so for my journey, I didn't do this for accolades. I didn't do this for anyone to clap for me
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, I can't if I'm holding my breath waiting for you to clap for me, I thank you, you know. So I had to, it sounds selfish, but I had to make it about myself. It couldn't
Yeah.
be anyone else but for myself.
You have to because guess what? Like you said before, I mean, Antoine say even if you were a size 4, it would be somebody like, "Oh, she's too small," or
Mhm.
you're heavier. Somebody's like, "Oh, you're
Always
too
gonna
big."
be
You got to do it for
right.
yourself. You have to
Yes,
do it for yourself.
they,
It has to be the
absolutely,
same.
absolutely, because they're always gonna have something to say.
They're gonna have something to say. They're gonna
Always.
definitely have something to say. Yeah.
Always. And that's what I try to preach to my girls. And I'm thankful for my growth because the younger me, yeah, I cared what people
Oh
had to say.
yeah,
But
yeah.
today, I don't care. Like, people are gonna think what they
Yeah.
want to think. People are gonna say what they want to say. None of those
And
things
it
pay my bills anyway.
Yep.
and the crazy thing that I learned is it doesn't matter how quote unquote small you get, there's still going to be
Mhm.
somebody that has something to say.
Always.
And I'm 53 years old, 54. I'm sorry, 54 years old, and I love Black women that accentuate their. And y'all just born with
Mhm.
Mhm.
accept it and love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accept it and love it at this point. Like like we gotta kill that mindset of we gotta be the perfect size 6 in order
Hmm.
to. Nah, no, you don't.
But you know
No,
what?
you
We're
don't.
in a we're in
But
a
even when
different.
you're, but hold on, but even when you're whatever size you are, you still don't have to. You still don't have to settle. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? We, we,
Hmm.
we still don't have to because we're a size 6, and this movie role calls for a stripper. We don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I know
it's
exactly.
a fine line because at some point, like a lot of the stuff, and I mentioned Tubi earlier, and no disrespect to anybody that has movies on Tubi, but when I look at movies on that platform, every Black woman doesn't have to be
Yeah.
in that box.
Yeah.
Every Black woman doesn't have to be, like we have enough power
Diversity
now that
in Black women.
we have
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
talk about it.
Mhm.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
We have enough now that we don't have to keep playing into their thought
Stereotypes of
process
what
of
they
what
want us
we
to
should
be.
look like. Right, right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean everything I feel, and we know how, and I hate to start to get into the government and the agendas, but I mean we could go into the music and the films of how Black women we are portrayed. I know more Black women who are disgusted when certain things come on than are not, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And that's why I say that we have to stick together and we have to put out our own stories. We
Yep.
got having other people speak for us, you know?
Exactly. Right.
And that's where it lies. And that's why even when Taraji was speaking about Oprah saying that we need more people like us in higher positions, we are the ones who put each other on. And
Right.
honestly, that's why I've worked for some jobs where I've had the opportunity to hire my own crew, and of course, I look out for mine before others, you know,
Okay.
because when they have the opportunity, they do the same thing, and
Yeah,
that's
it
why.
So
Mm-hmm,
so with that
There you
being
go.
said, when you're looking out for hours,
mm-hmm,
are you open minded enough to say, okay, every Black woman can't be a size 2. Every
mm-hmm.
Black woman can't be a size 4. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
and depending on the situation, of course, that you're hiring for,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, just have that presence of mind to say, I got to look at me first, and I'm not that perfect person that Hollywood is looking for. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah, it's the reality of it. We as
Yeah,
Black women, we come in all shapes, all sizes, all heights. Listen, it's a candy shop with us.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
absolutely,
We
absolutely.
come
I'm gonna share that
all
all around.
sizes. We absolutely do. You know, even
Right.
my project reflections that I did,
Mm-hmm.
that was all plus size women.
Hmm.
That project that I did, it was only women,
Salute to you
all
for that.
plus size women. Yep.
Salute to you for that.
I appreciate that.
Salute
No,
to you.
I, because there's lanes that haven't been tapped in when it comes to us, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the ability to write and create those roles for us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can no longer wait for other people to do it for us, or it's not
Right.
going to get,
Thank
or
you.
it's going
It's
to get
not.
done and not done right. You
Right.
know, I don't, and this is no shade to men, but I don't want a man speaking for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm pretty
Right.
sure I don't want to speak for a man because I'm not a man. You know,
Right.
when it
Right.
comes to our stories, I definitely don't want a white man or a white woman writing my story. And this is no
Right.
shade to anyone of any other race. You
Right.
know, I don't want anyone else writing my story but someone that looked like me and who
Yeah.
can relate to my path in life and what I've been through in my
They
life.
can't tell our story. They can't tell our
Right.
story.
You can't
Yeah.
tell my
Dang
story.
it. God dang it, Charmaine. If I could walk up and hug you right now, girl, I give you a I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
it. I
shout
love
out to you for using your platform to do that, because a lot of people have, they'll get there, they'll get to the point that and status that you are in, and they'll forget. It'll be like, this is my mission. I'm here. I got the secret code. This is what I'm doing. So
Mhm.
we need more like you
And
to.
I appreciate that. And it gets hard because when you're
Mhm,
in those spaces where you're the only Black person or you're
mhm,
one of very few,
mhm.
and you're um, opinionated respectfully,
Right,
as Black women, we're often labeled aggressive,
right, right,
you know, and don't be good at your job, you
right,
know.
right.
it.
So
God forbid. God
yeah,
forbid.
God forbid you be great at what you do and then come in looking great. Coming, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? A lot of
right.
people, of not just Black people, people of many other races tend to be intimidated by that
Oh,
energy,
yes,
you know.
yes.
So that's why I say it's important for us to create our own lane. We can't keep
Mm-hmm.
trying to fit into, if you're a circle, keep trying to fit into a square, or a square keep trying to fit into a circle. It's okay for us to go get our experience. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay for us to go build our resume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we can take that to where we need to take it to build our own empire. Because that's
Exactly.
what's needed to be done.
Right, right. You are absolutely right. Absolutely. Yep.
It doesn't make the journey, sometimes staying true to you makes the journey that much harder, because there's
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
opportunities that people may not want you around no matter how great you are at your job, because
Mm-hmm.
they can't take your presence or they can't take your light. And
Right.
when I say that, you don't even have to open your mouth, and I've experienced this. You don't even have to open your mouth, but because you walk into a space and command a room, some people don't
Mm.
want you in the space because they think you're
Right.
taking a slight.
Mm.
Intimidated. Not another boss though. Bosses recognize boss, you know.
Absolutely.
So
Yep. And
Yeah.
bosses are inspired by other bosses. I'm
Yeah.
not intimidated by your light, but I want you to shine. I want
Exactly.
my circle to shine. I
Right.
want you to look amazing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I want everybody in my circle to represent. I don't want
Mhm.
anyone to feel like I'm not cute enough or I'm not good at what?
Exactly.
What?
Right.
You know, my girls
Exactly.
know I big up all my girls.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, and
Mhm.
and that's one of the things I've learned that's part of my mission and part of my life's purpose. You
Because
know,
iron is gonna
really,
sharpen iron.
absolutely, absolutely. Don't put me
Mhm.
around timid women. Don't put me around timid people. Don't put me around them. It won't last. It won't last.
Mm-mm.
They'll either be inspired and step up,
Right.
or it will turn into
Be
hate.
prison
You
into
know?
effect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I
yeah,
don't like her. You don't even know why. Why? You have no reason not to. You just don't.
yeah.
Like what?
But that be the worst. That be the worst sometimes because we tend to get in our own way, and I'm talking to people whose skin is the same color as mine. We tend to get in each other's way sometimes, and we don't even know why we getting in the way. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you like her or him?
You have no
Just because.
reason. You
No
don't have a
reason.
reason.
No reason. And that, I pray to God for protection every day,
Oh
because
yeah,
just as
definitely.
many people that we inspire and who follow us because they like us, just be and track the same, you know. And I
Mhm.
say, God,
Mhm.
be a fence
Yep.
around me all my days, you know, because you never
Yep.
know.
Jesus, the effects
Yes,
all around me. Oh, never mind. I wasn't gonna
yes,
say that.
Yes. Come on,
yes,
fence.
yes. So I pray
But
to
yeah,
God that
it's
God
it's
just
it's
never
it's
know.
sad sometimes that we can be our biggest enemies, our biggest lack of supporters, our biggest haters, our biggest whatever it is that you want to fill in that blank with. It's
Yeah.
sad sometimes.
It's
Mhm.
But
sad, but I tell my girls like it's a part of the process. It's a part of it, you know. So just like we have to embrace the people that we love, we have to learn how to release and not be affected, you know. And I tell my
Mhm.
girls this all the time. I know everyone's not gonna like me, and that's okay. I'm
That's
not
okay.
everybody, you know. Like those who are for
oh,
me are for me, and those
I
who are
don't
not,
want to.
that's okay.
It's
I
okay.
don't want. I don't
It's
want to
okay.
drop the F bomb right now. But if they don't like us, then yeah.
And that's
But
okay. It's
That's
nothing.
okay.
first of all, shout out to my sister Tammy Lomax Bay for checking in. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you so much. Um, if nothing else comes from, like, literally, if you don't do another piece of work on film from here on, thank you for the part that you played in what I feel as though is the greatest show ever created. And of course, I'm from Baltimore, so I might be a little biased, but even
You're
if I
not.
wasn't from here, I still feel like that show and the impact that it had is, they can create power and, BMF and all them other little shows. Nothing's touching what The Wire was. And, for the part that you played, I just thank you. Like nobody can take anything away from, like, 20 years from now, people are still going to be watching The Wire and they're going to come across season 3 and be like, damn, she really buck 50 the hell out of that chick for. And now we know you did it for Dookie.
Yes.
Shout out. Shout out to.
As any good friend would.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know, Lisa. I don't think I'm going to cut nobody for you, Lisa. I don't
But
like
but I'm
you
gonna be on. I have been that girl. I have. I don't. I do not like bullies.
because you're light
And
skinned. You're
huh?
light skinned. You're light skinned. So
What does
yes,
that
you've been
mean?
that means you've been that girl. You're light skinned. So
Oh, come on. No, I have not.
no, let's
We're
keep
not
it
gonna
real.
do the skin thing.
No,
Did we
no,
just
but
hear Miss
unfortunately,
Charmaine talk
no,
about
stop.
this?
No, no,
We
no,
are
no,
not
stop.
doing
Listen,
that.
hear me out. Hear
I
me
get
out.
what he's saying because my mom
Hear
is
me
like,
out. Hear me
and
out.
y'all be
Hear
the
me out.
Angela Davises of the group.
Yes, hear me out. And Lisa, that wasn't a slight towards you,
Uh-huh.
but you're light skinned and you're a beautiful woman. So you're automatically under that line of fire
Mhm.
because that's
Yeah.
not what we're supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
You're automatic. I wasn't saying that as a slight at
Oh,
all.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
telling.
no,
Oh, this
come
has
on,
been going on
darling.
for 2 weeks. I have been having to defend my caramel complexion because no, I am not light skin. I am caramel. But that aside,
And the fact that you have to defend that is proving my point exactly.
that's true.
It's
That
not
is
a
true.
it's not a slight
Thank you
towards you
for
at all,
that.
but
Yeah.
we have, there's racism from the
Mhm.
people that don't look like us, but then unfortunately there's the racism from the people that look like us that are just a couple of shades different here or there.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's
And I wish it.
unfortunate
I wish it wasn't that way because we are all beautiful and we're all in our own lane.
Yes.
My light skin. If I go to MAC, if I go to what is it, Sephora, it's going to be a different hue, And so
Mhm.
that is my lane. And
yeah.
Charmaine
Yeah.
and her beautifulness will
You're
have
light skinned
her
though.
own lane. So it's just
You're,
like
you're light skinned though.
we
You look
gotta
like
stop.
Diamond K. You're the same complexion as Diamond K, so you're light skinned.
We're gonna stop this right now. But anyway, what I was saying was that I also will stand up for the little guy. Cause no, we're not doing this. Bullying is whack. Like no. I
Yeah.
will defend. So I have been that girl. Now, like I told y'all before, I've not raised it. Because again, I only use it for box cutting. But I will do what I need to do to let you know, leave that person alone.
Yeah.
That's like go the
She
other
won't
way.
use a box cutter, but she might shoot you.
I don't even shoot either. What is going on? What in the world? No.
My bad. My bad. But anyhow, Charmaine, thank you so much.
Yes.
This has
Thank
been
you for having me. Mhm.
amazing.
Yes.
And I will go ahead and put it out there that anytime you need access granted to talk about whatever it is that you have going on, like we inbox buddies now, like
Yeah,
just
we are.
just hit me up and we're good, and we'll definitely support anything that you have going on. Just thank you for the contribution through the wire. Thank you for the contribution through the upliftment of Black women. Thank you for everything that you're doing, and we appreciate you and we support you in anything that you have going on. Hold on, let me put this comment from the Steeler fan up real quick.
What?
People, there's no other race. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's not.
Yes.
But he's a Steeler fan and they lost tonight. Like,
They did lose?
They
Oh, we still love you, Derek.
Sorry, D. Scott. That's my brother-in-law too, right there, and I love him like a play cousin. But that's my dude. But the Steelers are going home. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, Miss Charmaine, I also want to thank you for your time because while you are very humble, we know you are a boss lady. So thank you again for taking time out to be on our show.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you all having me. I felt very welcomed. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I told you.
You did. You did.
Just
I was like, I don't know what to expect, but I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. And again, if you when you got some stuff coming out in the future, just hit me up and let me know, and we'll definitely get you up to talk about it. Okay.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Oh, and also before you leave, I'm sorry for your clip, Antoine. Do you still have tickets for your event on the 4th?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
they're actually on Eventbrite. They can be
Okay.
purchased via Eventbrite. And I'll make sure you all have the link.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Send that to us, and we'll definitely share it, and also let people know how they can follow you on your social media.
I'm Charmaine Nikki Rose on everything, absolutely everything.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, I made sure. So I'm pretty easy to find at Charmaine Nikki Rose on everything: IG, Facebook, TikTok. I'm not really on Twitter too much, but I'm Charmaine Nikki.
Oh, wait a minute. It's X now. It's X. It's not Twitter.
Oh,
it's X.
Oh, that shows you how long it's been.
Right.
Hey, and again, I want to give a big shout out to Cassandra Vaughn. Thank you so much for this plug. And I'm not gonna put our business out there, but she has some stuff coming up. She has some stuff coming up, and we just need to make sure the wire is not over. I'm gonna just put it like that. Leave it as such.
Can't talk too much.
Man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
You too.
Have a good one. Woo!
That was awesome. Oh my goodness, she's so sweet.
She's amazing. Like I literally,
So sweet.
like I've been following her since Cassandra put us on.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like her journey is amazing, and
It is.
I'm honored to be a follower of the journey, and I can't
Mhm.
imagine where stuff is going from this point on. So thank you to her.
Yes.
Got Lisa Monet. God dang.
What?
Hold on, I'm trying to see what we got coming up.
Oh.
Trying to see what we got coming up. Oh, wait a minute, that was today. Oh, so a couple of weeks ago, I don't want to say her name wrong. God, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, because a couple of weeks back in, I think it was November,
Mm-hmm.
we had Lene. Jesus, what was her name? Lene, and I just talked to her earlier, so I should know
She's
her.
a screenwriter?
Lene Jordan, the screenwriter, exactly.
Yeah.
So she has a project coming out, and next week we got the whole cast, or the majority of the cast coming out.
Oh, exciting.
Looking forward to having her on. And let me go. I gotta find one more thing
Okay.
because I meant to hit you up about this earlier. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Daryl Harris. There he is. Let me download this. And then go to the downloads and pull it up.
Okay.
I think that's it right there. Let me close. Hold on, I can't get back to the screen. I can't get back to our StreamYard. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Share screen, window. Bam. There we go. That event right there at the portal.
Okay.
Hosted by yours truly, Mr. Antoine.
Oh, okay.
In the building on February 24th from 8 p.m. That's a Wednesday, Lisa. So let me know if you can make it.
Okay.
That's a Wednesday, so let me know if you can make it. But my boy, These Skills is putting on an event. Some amazing performances going on that night. I promise you, this will be better than the last event that we went to. I promise you, it'll be better.
Okay.
And, hopefully, we'll be selling some Access Granted Signature Long Island, some signature rum punch, and some merchandise from Access Granted in the building that night. Make sure you guys stay with us. But
is it a comedy? Oh, it's a performance.
It's a performance. It's a hip hop show.
Okay.
And I promise you, it'll be better than the last one.
All right.
Rube Rice in the building, my guy. Appreciate you, bro. Love you. Thank you always for your support, bro. You missed a good one tonight, man. So you might want to go back and make sure you check us out.
It's so good.
Go to the Access Granted, the Pod Stream YouTube channel. Make sure y'all check us out, man. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'm trying to get Shannon Sharp money. That's my goal for 2024. I want Shannon Sharp money. So y'all make sure y'all go and like and subscribe and all of that stuff, man. And follow us. Hold up. Yeah, appreciate you.
You wanna get yours.
Look.
Your money, because who's to say that you don't break the ceiling that Shannon Sharp has already had? So you want to speak that you getting yours.
But if I break it, you break it. I'm definitely gonna take care of those that are on. So yeah. But yeah, man, just go. Oh, he said happy birthday, Miss Lisa.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Rice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nah, man, but make sure y'all go, if you're tuned in, man. If you haven't already, go subscribe and like and share and all of that stuff that you do on YouTube. But this was a really dope show. I was looking forward to having her on. And let me see who we got next week before we get off of here. I wanna get it right. Next week we had. Oh, I just said
You said I was getting ready to say we not. It's not next week.
Lanai Jordan and the cast of her new movie coming up. So we're looking forward to that. We have that event coming up on the 22nd, and right now I don't have anything else, but I just want to say thank you to everybody, man, that rocked with us in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
The Lisa Monet album is coming out soon, so stay tuned.
You guys will be sadly mistaken. There will be no album.
Come on now, we got to speak something to existence, and we got the.
I don't want an album, but we will be getting
And we got the new background.
We do have a new background.
I'm gonna send that to you so you can put that in your background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And also probably in February I'm gonna start the acapellas and acoustics back up again.
Okay.
I don't know. I might not.
Okay.
We do still have access granted signature Long Islands and signature rum punches available.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, it's event only, but if you really are a serious person and you want some, you can hit me up and we'll make sure that we get it to you. And that's it.
Yeah.
And the Steelers lost. The Cowboys. The Cowgirls. We're not. I don't want to jinx my Ravens. I don't want to jinx my Ravens because we still got to play this week. But it's a lot of people that's got to eat crow because y'all talk a lot of trash. Cowboy fans and Steelers fans. And Lisa.
Yes.
What football football team you rock with?
Are we really serious right now? I'm a Ravens fan. I have always been a Ravens fan.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, I have always been a Ravens fan.
Shout out to my favorite Raven of all time, Ed Reed.
Reed.
Man.
Yes.
Shout out to the Ravens Man Cave. We do a big here. We do a big here and we do a serious here, man. But definitely shout out to all of the Ravens, man. We don't know. It's probably going to be Houston now that the Steelers lost. So I think we got Houston this weekend, man. Just let's go. Coming on Monday. Hopefully, I'm coming on Monday with a Lamar Jackson jersey on. So
fingers crossed.
Lisa Monet, your social media. Let everybody know how they can follow you.
You guys can follow me at Lisa Monet the Movement on IG and also Lisa Johnson on Facebook. I am not on X, Twitter. My kids won't let me. What is that thing called? What is that? I was going to say Snapchat, but not that. What's that? Huh? Yeah, TikTok. They won't let me TikTok, and that's good because I don't even know what I'm doing with that. But and we didn't even do our shirt check. But
so my shirt says no retreat, no surrender, no feelings.
Oh, okay.
This wasn't even a special shirt. This was just a shirt that matched the sneakers that I bought not too long ago. Okay,
well, shout out to the coordination. This my shirt is from my cousin's brand, which is I am my own brand.com. It says late bloomer, right?
Okay.
And the caption is for those who live by a different timeline. And it's so befitting because there is no box to put people like that in, like myself. And it was crazy because Charmaine has said something about late blooming. So it just went all in sync. So I wore the right t-shirt this evening.
Do they have those for men?
Yes, there's a lot. You can shop at IamMyOwnBrand.com and you'll be able to see. Like I had a sweatshirt. Actually, do I still have a sweatshirt? I have. This is a sweatshirt I wore on my birthday. He gave this to me as a gift. It's I Am My Own Brand.
My own brand. Wow, that's dope. Wow.
This is the back.
And what's his social media so people can follow that?
It's going to be written out. I am my own brand.com. Well, .co, IG for IG is .co. So yeah. Yep.
Pablo, thank you for coming in, bro. And for people that that haven't been paying attention, like we really do these t-shirt checks every week.
Yes, we don't play no
So
games.
if you would like to have your t-shirt / hoodie / whatever featured on the show, just hit us up. We won't charge you as long as you don't charge us.
No, we won't. We won't. It's okay.
But I think this is a great opportunity to like help promote some of the stuff that's going on. So we appreciate you guys, man. Like again, our first show of 2024.
Whoop, whoop.
Amazing. Shout out to Charmaine. We will see you guys next week. I'm gonna just leave it at that because I'm hungry.
Okay.
Bryce, I love you, bro. He said happy birthday, Miss Lisa, again.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Actually, Rube can go and produce a whole happy birthday song for you if you wanted it, but it's gonna cost you like $9,000 because Rube's out.
No, I don't think I needed production.
Rube, appreciate you, bro. All right, man. We are out of here. I'm gonna end the
Right,
stream
guys.
now. Bam.